Welcome back for more Rise and Fall of the Comanche Empire action, Comancheria from GMT Games. So interesting start to the last this sequence. I will note I forgot to move this, so I'm going to move that now. I forgot to move that at the end of last turn. So now we are going to do I'm sorry. First, we're going to do the war column phase. So we got to do the war column phase. So now I've got green and gray on the board. So we draw a card, reshuffle, then draw again. All right. So we will dump all of those cards there. We will shuffle, and gray will move. So gray will move. Actually, I think there's a buffalo under there, or a bison under there. So gray will move to there. West no longer, thank God, has a war column. So now we are rolling for green and gray for attrition. Need low rolls. All right. That could have been a lot worse. This green war column has managed to just kind of go out in the plains and lose strength. A lot of dysentery, let's say. A lot of people getting lost in the wide open spaces, as was commented on one of the videos in a previous series. So they've managed to whittle it down from, I think it was a 7 or an 8 to begin with, to a 2. And in the meantime, they haven't really gotten very close to my my rancheria. So that's good. Now let's see what we get in terms of events. After a band, okay. So I could trade captives for an end to a war, but I feel like with Rancheria A can probably defeat these guys, so I'm feeling okay about that. All right. So now it is my turn. And we are going to do the culture action that we promised to do last time. So we are going to get 1, 2, 3 culture. Plus we actually would get 2 because we actually do not have control of Llano Estacado anymore. So we only get 1 more for control of Upper Arkansas. So we've got our culture back up to 9. So that's a good thing. And now we are doing operations cleanup. So I have I have 1 with an unfinished band here. So we got to roll to see if they do a free instruction. And they do again. Holy cow. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this flips. And they're going to free execute that subjugate. So let's just check out what that is. So they don't need ravaged. Tribe nearest to one of the active spaces. So I think that's going to be this. Now this is where I was making a mistake earlier. I wasn't following the numbers, and I should have been following the numbers. But in any case, this is the closest one. So this one is definitely the one that is going away. So that is that subjugate action. So now we reset this display, and then we will draw, and there's 4 enemy APs. Okay, so yellow is still going, and just for those of you, just as a reminder, yellow is still going because this card is still in play. Ignore enemy action. Table, only the West executes instructions. I don't roll here, but I do have to roll to see which of these tokens might flip. Sorry, it looked like it might have gone over there. So with 4, they're going to execute 2 of these. So they're going to do that and execute this culture action. So they have 1 settlement. So I'm going to lose 2 culture. 1 for the action and 1 for the settlement. So It's kind of lucky, actually, getting pulled away from here, so I'm dealing with them instead. Then they're going to do subjugate again. Now, I have a feeling that they aren't actually going to do subjugate in this case because they don't have any tribes to subjugate. There's following these yellow markers, there's no tribe to subjugate. And I'm pretty sure what that means is that they don't have an available settlement counter to place or can't. Oh, no, that's settle. If there's no eligible tribe to target, an active enemy has an available settlement counter, execute a settle instruction. So they are going to settle in the Rio Grande instead. Actually, let me check that real quick. I'm assuming choose the space with the lowest value. Okay, so I think in this case it's always choose the space with the lowest value. Okay, so now they have 2. So I'm getting some problems with that enemy as well. Okay. But that spends 3. I have to remember to spend those. I also should remember to move this. Sorry. Terrible. Can never remember that. Okay. That is the end of the operations cleanup phase. So now we're back to the war column phase. So let us see what happens with the war column phase. So south and north both move 1. So this raid is now into Rancheria A. Okay, we're going to have some battling. Let's see about attrition before we do anything. Holy cow! This is one of the least successful war parties ever assembled. This particular war has been a complete and unmitigated disaster for the Spanish. They've just wandered around losing men until and not basically engaging with us at all. Oh, I talked too soon. I spoke too soon. Oh, you bastards. We got some bad intel. It turns out now that they're on our doorstep, they're actually a 3-1. All right. So, we're going to fight a battle. So I have bands to fight with. So I lose a military point. And these guys are going to come out to fight. So let's look at the battle process here real quick. So I've determined my Comanche unit. I'm not going to spend a gun counter. But here's the modifiers. In-play cards. So the in-play cards are horsemanship. Gives me a +1. That's it. So I get a +1 for my horsemanship card. I get +3 for the band's strength. I get +1 for my Mahi Miana. And the battle modifier on the war column strength is 0. So I'm getting a +5. So essentially anything but a roll of 1 and I will win this particular battle. Okay. So This band is now a 2-5. Only they can't be a 2-5, interestingly, because I don't have any 2-5. I don't have any more 2-5s. So I'm going to assume that they actually have to become a 1-6. Well, that's not good. But now this guy is going to step forward. That was not good. Instead, and do what they can. So hopefully this will go a little bit better. So same modifiers as that time. All right, so in this case, they flip that. We fight another. Oh, let me just make sure there's no other effects. If the Comanche... Okay. So no, we just flip his strength. All right. So that will end that. I believe that goes there. And my Mahimiana gets a +1. Well, that was non-ideal. Losing that, like, 3-strength band was definitely non-ideal. But at least we have eliminated one of the war columns bearing down on us. With that, we have ended the war column phase. So now we are going to do a take actions phase. It is time to start raiding. So, Comancheria A is going to activate. And we are going to activate this band. I can't trade with green because I don't think I can. Hang on one second. I was thinking because there was a war, I couldn't trade, but I don't think that's true. I don't see that that's true. So I'm gonna bring the captives. So I'm actually gonna kind of switch this around here before I do this. I'm gonna have this 1-6 band go out with the captives and the horses. So they are going to go here. And then they're going to trade. And because it is a captive, I don't have to spend an extra one. And I'm going to trade for guns. I believe I can do that. No. Tribe and or east enemy space or peace space. I can't get guns. Okay. So we will trade for... I don't think I have any trade goods left. So I think, actually, I could really use some... No, I'm going to get some trade goods. I want some ability to re-roll some stuff. Okay. So we moved one. We traded. Now we're going to raid. Let me think about this. Yes, we are going to raid and we're going to use our tactical advantage card. So that's what I was a little bit worried about. So we treat as 1 success drawn, no medicine impact. We could return 1 random enemy AP to the cup, but we don't. There are no enemy APs out there. So we are going to grab captives. Oops. Captives counter. Ay, 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 ay. So hang on to the trade. Okay, so that was that one. So I'm gonna raid again. I think this time I'm actually gonna try to pull a success token. So we'll just be pulling one, because that's our warband strength. We got a success token. So we're gonna take another captive. Actually, I think Rancheria A is okay on horses. And we're going to place another ravage counter. And then I think we're going to raid again. I don't see why not. Another success. That's kind of, I didn't want to pull. I actually didn't want to pull. Well, I did want to pull success tokens, obviously. Take captives. That was a highly successful raid there by that 1/6 band. That was kind of crazy. And then they'll use their last movement point to go back to Rancheria A. All right. So now, all right, I was just sort of confirming that the presence of this war column doesn't really affect my ability to come in here and raid. I don't really have to deal with them, which I think makes sense given what I understand about how giant each of these spaces is sort of in the design. So they move to that space and then they are going to raid. So my Mahimiana has a 2. So we're only drawing 2 tokens here. 2. Okay, so 4 enemy APs, but we do get a success. So running out of things to grab here, actually. But the good news is that we are stacking up the ravage token. So green is, we should be able to beat back green a little bit here, I think. Based on when passage of time is likely to happen. That development card is keeping green very passive, so they're kind of allowing me, it's allowing me to get out and kind of do some stuff. Going to raid again, but this time I'm going to use this tactical advantage card. I'm going to hope to roll high and kind of return that to the bin. I've only got a 33% chance of that happening, but seems like a reasonable thing to do. Worth trying. All right, well, it doesn't, but I do get, this time I'm going to take a horse because I am really running out of captives for anybody to do anything about. And I place another ravage marker. And I have 1 movement point left. Now what's interesting here is I'm thinking I have so much in the way, actually, so much in the way of available sort of forces here in Rancheria A. I'm wondering if I should consider getting out and creating a new Rancheria with this guy. Like instead of moving him back, I could move him to here and keep him out. But I've got my Mahimiana with me, and I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to move him, I'm going to move him back. No, actually, I don't think I am going to. It'll give me a Mahimiana, actually, to deal with. So I'm going to move him to there and mark him finished. It'll also reduce the number of finished bands that I'm dealing with. So then this 2/5 band is going to mount up, and they're going to move 1, 2, and then they're going to raid. And I'm going to raid using this tactical advantage card again. So we don't... We get a ravage counter on there. And then I am going to raid one more time. Again, using my tactical advantage card. And our tactical advantage luck runs out. There's no other... Discard this card. Okay. I think that card more than paid for itself, though. And then I'm going to head back to Rancheria A. I'm using my quality mounts to get one additional movement point. So I go back to there. And then I'm not going to use this. I need to leave him unfinished in case this guy moves in. So I have finished take actions. So this moves down. And now we go to operations cleanup. So I have one unfinished band here and two there. So the green is for band is for Rancheria C, and the gray is for Rancheria A. Would you stop rolling ones on this, for crying out loud? All right. Checking which. So this one flips, and we execute this culture action, which is going to cost me 1, 2, 3 culture points. Well, now suddenly I'm getting to a point where now yellow is becoming the bigger problem. So I'm going to figure out. So yellow is going to activate. Now they're going to activate like non-free. Number 3 is going to flip to settle. This is so bad. Oh my goodness. So they're going to spend that, and they're going to settle, and they will settle one of these 2 spaces. So odd, the space with the bison, even, not the space with the bison. So they settle the space with the bison, and now they have 3. Interesting. Bad. Subjugate cells. They don't have a culture action coming up for a while here. Only got this. I'm curious if maybe now is the time for passage of time, because I could really strongly beat back green. Well, let's start by doing war column. So let's see who moves. Green is going to move. So south is going to move. One sec. We're just checking the sort of priority in terms of column movement. Because this is a green 2. They could have actually reached Rancheria B, but it says it moves towards the closest Rancheria. So they move into there. Now I'm rolling for attrition, and I really could use attrition here to get rid of that -1. But I'm not going to, that is not going to happen. Oh, and I don't do it. Yeah. Oh, hang on one second. I forgot to do this. Oh no, I took my Mahimiana out of there. Oh, that was a very, very, very bad mistake. Oh dear, this could be ugly. This could be ugly. Okay. Interesting. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, is what it is. So they don't attrit. So now I draw 4. Okay, I can't take advantage of that right now, unfortunately. So now we are battling. All right, well, this is the best I can cobble together. So I have got only a +3. 3 for the band, 1 for the horses, -1 for that. So here we go. Oops, does not do that. Okay. I still only have a +3 here. Still only have a +3 here. Okay. Crazy. Sorry, that time it does just flip. All right, well, so now I finally have a +4. Finally have a +4. Well, I feel extremely fortunate there. For sure. But we have beaten back that particular war column. All right. Now, let's see. That's it for that. So now we are doing our turn. And I do think now is the time to do Passage of Time. I think I have to do Passage of Time right now. Okay. So let's think about this. So let's go jump to Passage of Time. So I can do Passage of Time because since I'm here, I can choose to do it. So mark all in-play bands as finished. Okay. I can spend resources to create new band counters. So let's think about this. He's got 3, so I think he's okay. He doesn't have any resources. He's got 2, and he's got 2 bison. I think he's going to spend a bison to get a 1/6. Just adding to his sort of strength there. Then I think he's going to not spend anything. He's going to just leave things as they are. He's not going to spend anything to leave things as they are because I'm a little bit limited here because I don't have any more 2/5 bands that I can place. Probably have something here, right? Yeah, I could spend that to make him a 3/5, but I feel like that just makes him a little bit too immobile for what I'm hoping to do. Okay, now I can place 1 new Rancheria in a space. So we are going to get Rancheria D. Hang on a second. Yeah, that bison counter is not, I did not hunt that. So I'm going to put that back on the board. Put it on top so I remember it's even there. Should probably do that there as well. I think I tend to forget that they're there because I put them under. So Mahimiana A goes back. He is down to 0. This guy is a 2, and this guy is a 2 because he came from here. So that guy was a 2, so he's a 2. Now I can voluntarily retire. I'm not going to voluntarily retire him, although he's probably going to end up retiring. I'm going to voluntarily retire this guy. And nobody else is going to voluntarily retire. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to voluntarily retire this guy. No, let's leave it. We'll take a chance. Okay, so now we are rolling for Headman Death Check. Okay, so green is the Mahimiana, gray is the Paraibo. This is Rancheria D, so both of them survive. He is coming from a retired guy, so Rancheria B, same, green is Mahimiana, so they both survive. And now, I think we have to roll a 6 here. Oh, I'll take it. Greater than or equal to. I needed a 5 or a 6. Okay. Okay, so now we got to roll for these two guys. So this is for the Rancheria C. So he's going to have a medicine of 1. And this is for Rancheria A. He'll have a medicine of 2. Okay. Return all success counters from out of play. So let's get those guys back into the game. There's none over there. Return resource counters. Each tribe settlement with +1 ravaged is removed. So we are going to remove 3 of green's settlements. All right, yellow is now my new problem, I think is the upshot of that. Roll 1 die for peace and ally counters. I don't think I have any. Oh, no, I do. Yellow has a peace counter. So, yeah, I thought I had this vague memory that I had one, so that's why I was checking around. Greater than the cost. So on a 1, 2, or 3, it stays. I danced around for a while there, so that goes back. Now I'm going to randomly select a territory to place a bison after they wiped out. Bison were just wiped out last turn. And I mean, there's no empty development card spaces, so now we discard all. Oh, wait a minute. I missed this. That goes back. Discard all the cards in development. So that one gets discarded. This one gets discarded during passage of time. So that moves. This one gets discarded. And so now that it's no longer in play, we're back to basically everybody being eligible to act. Yellow is no longer going to be the sole actor. And now we are drawing replacements for all of these. Oh, that's good. Try to do some planning this time around. Oh. All right. Basically, we're A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. We're going to roll again until we get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. B is 2. B, Rancheria B just gets decimated. Shame. We discard that, but we don't draw another in its place. And wow. I'll get 2 trade goods every time I do planning this turn. That could be good. That could be real good. Okay, now I may purchase 1 culture card. I'm not going to because my culture is at a bit of a problematic spot. Place operations up here at start. Now I'm rolling. I think I've got a good chance of losing here now that I think about this. I didn't think about that because my victory condition is I must control 2 territories and have a rancheria in a third. So I control 1 territory. And I have a rancheria in a third. But I do not control red. So okay, so I have to, sorry, just thinking that through. So I have to roll a 3 or less to avoid a victory check. Okay. I maybe shouldn't have done passage of time here. I maybe should have taken the opportunity to go raiding here before I did that. And I'm going to be more conscious of that next time, because next time there's a good chance that I will end up having to do a victory check. And so we'll sort of take a look at that. I'm also thinking maybe with planning, I might want to move a rancheria into there. Okay, so, but I would, by the way, I was willing to spend my trade good if I needed to get 2 rolls at that. So, but now I go to Operation Cleanup. Sorry, I moved that 1 space, and now I go to Operations Cleanup. So there's no unfinished bands, so we're basically just gonna draw. We got success, so they are not going to get any turns. All right. Well, that was definitely an eventful turn. We have managed to sort of get a little bit of equilibrium kind of down here, a little bit of a tame situation down here in the Rio Grande. But we definitely have a problem brewing with yellow now instead. So when I come back for the next video, I think, we're going to do a culture action first to try to get things going, to get my culture back to a place where I can survive things. And then we're going to be, I think, raiding pretty heavily right here. And then doing a planning operation to sort of reposition forces a little bit. And hopefully all of that will work out. But anyway, this is a good place to cut this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. You're enjoying the series. If you are, it'd be great if you could leave a like. Definitely keep commenting. I love the comments that I've been getting. It's really great to see people so engaged with the narrative here. And if you are enjoying what we do here on the channel, it would be great if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell, of course, all those YouTube things that we always talk about. With that, I will say goodbye, and we will see you next time on Agility Snips Gaming Table.